It was hard to tell who was more giddy with excitement at Grenlock Terrace Early Childhood Center on March 8th, the 5-year-old kindergarten students at the school or the 12-year-old visiting authors from Orchard Valley Middle School. Over the past several weeks, students in Maddy La Voe's 6th grade English classes at Orchard Valley have collaborated with all 14 kindergarten classes at Grenlock on a project brainstormed by La Voe and elementary interventionist Linda Wienckoski. Picture this, a reading and writing collaboration had middle school students use FlipGrid technology as a learning tool to bring story concepts that were conceived and illustrated by the district's youngest learners to life. WTTV captured the magic of the story making.
Linda Wienckoski and I worked together for several years at Orchard Valley, and we love doing projects together. And then this year she took a new position as an interventionist at Grenlock and at Wedgwood, and we were brainstorming, thinking like, what could we possibly do together? So we came up with this idea to have my students create children's books for the students at Grenlock, but we wanted them involved, of course. So we used a web tool called FlipGrid, which is a video tool where you can collaborate and ask and answer questions. So throughout the writing process, my students would connect with their kindergarten class. They asked them what they wanted a book about. So all the kindergartners gave them ideas for things that they wanted to see in their book and their story. And then they picked ideas from there and responded to them. And then each week they updated them and let them know like, oh, we're drafting this week, and explained what that was. When they were revising and editing, explained what that looked like. And then once my classes had their drafts written, we did a voting contest. It was a blind vote, so my students in each class got to read and vote for their top 4 books. There was criteria, and then those 4 books were the winning books, which were then sent to a kindergarten class for illustrations. So today, they're going to get to share the digital book that they created, and then they're going to get to see for the first time the illustrations that the kindergarten students came up with to match with their book ideas.
It teaches the kids just about the writing process as they advance in the grades. It was great to connect with the 6th grade students through FlipGrid. They showed us the writing process, brainstorming, coming up with characters. Our class actually came up with the character ideas and the setting idea, and we sent it over to them, and then Gabby took that and made the story from it. So they were a huge part of it. And then after she gave us the story, we took I took it as a learning experience for them to connect how to draw pictures and match words to match the pictures to the words.
Our students loved getting the chance to actually illustrate a book that was written. They loved recording their ideas on FlipGrid and seeing on FlipGrid the middle school students who are actually working on their books talk to them back. So they got to see the whole writing process, which was amazing, and they really enjoyed getting to meet the authors.
It made me happy because when I was younger, I also wanted to be like a writer. So I want to also help like influence other people like younger than me to still dream on and become what they want to be when they're younger. Most kids, and still I am, very picky about things, and they never really try. So I really wanted like a fun book so kids would like be inspired by the book to try, because sometimes people are inspired by books to do what the main character did in a book. So I wanted to have students be able to like do that.
I went in and I read my book. It was a lot of fun reading my book, and then I actually got to hear their book and their really cool illustrations. My book was about Marshall, the character from Paw Patrol, and a few friends, one named Bob and one named Joe. Bob is a sheep and Joe is a cow. The book is about them on the beach and how they all become friends. The message is to always be kind to everybody. I picked this message because I think it's important to teach kids to always be nice to everybody, so no one feels left out.
Well, what we did was we wrote books for like little kids who gave us their ideas with their like cute little imaginations, and like we just let them illustrate and let their dreams and minds run wild. I really like that part of it because really it gives the kids some creativity. My title was The Princess and the Witch. The theme of my book was the princess and teaming up with another person to save her friend who's a unicorn. And I teamed up with Mr. O'Brien's class. I chose those characters because, I don't know, a lot of kids like them. I like those characters, and it's like it's fun to me to like write stuff for little kids to enjoy and be happy about. It like touches my heart, and also I love this place. The message I was trying to portray in the book is that like your friends, if they really care about you, you should care about them, and that you should try and help them no matter what they're going through.
We were just really hoping to build a connection between schools throughout the district and give them a chance to take on a leadership role and a mentoring role for some of the kindergartners so that they could see, you know, what maybe in a few years they have to look forward to in kindergarten, but just to build connections. And the thing that was really cool for us was so many of these sixth graders today are going to get to reconnect with their kindergarten teachers. So many of them requested to be in a room with a certain teacher because it was their teacher. One student on the bus was like, I'm going to cry when I see Mrs. Kronowski because she hasn't seen her since kindergarten. And then a few of the students have siblings or cousins who are in the Grenlock building as well. So just a great way to build community across the district, hopefully.